The health system. Oh, what a beautiful thing that saves lives. Yeah. The health system is terrible. And it kills. Literally. So what is the health system? The health system is something that is designed to make people healthy, or to help people's health. Or it's designed, in quotes, and it's supposed to like give people the correct medicine that is actually good for them to use, even though many medicines they give is actually terrible and ruins your health. But there are a lot of problems with the health system. Let's start with the first one: salt and meat. Salt and meat is negatively looked at a lot of the time. Let's start with salt. I've read that the places who say that salt is bad actually primarily focus on only one study. Only one study. And there isn't much proof that salt is bad at all. It would actually make sense for salts to be good. Why? Because how did we get water naturally if you didn't have any like filtering or anything like that? We go to the ocean, we go to a lake, we get some water with our hands, and we drink it. What is inside that water? Naturally, there will be some salt in that water. Some sea salt, right? If we go to the ocean and we try and drink some of that water, even though it might taste disgusting, and there might be some child's pee in there because they peed while going to the ocean, it still can have some salt in it, right? So it would make sense for salt to actually be healthy when there isn't much proof for it to be unhealthy. Therefore, salt is healthy. And then the next thing I wrote is meat, like steak. There have been much bribery that is happening that made meat seem bad, specifically cholesterol. Or specifically, even more specifically, the LDL type of cholesterol. There is no bad cholesterol. So you have cases like the sugar industry bribing like a company to publish something that says that sugar is okay in moderation, but cholesterol, no, we don't like cholesterol. So there has been a lot of bribery that makes meat seem bad. However, meat has a lot of the things that we need. A lot of parts of the brain require meats to run or to function properly and function well. So salt and meat have both been seen as bad. However, there's evidence to the contrary of that. And there's very, very little evidence, if not no evidence, supporting salt and meat being bad. Therefore, both salt and meat are good. The next thing is weird hormones. You know when they're getting fruits, right? They're getting fruits or vegetables. Sometimes they spray that with something, with weird hormones, with weird chemicals, right? They still say it's natural, which we're going to talk about in the next section. In the next section, the natural lie. But it still isn't good because you're spraying all of this food that's supposed to be natural with this weird thing, and now it's becoming weird. You put weird hormones in things like um, chocolate milk cookies. In a lot of the bad food, especially, they have like red dye 40 or whatever it's called. Yeah, it's red dye 40. There's also other chemicals, right? Red dye 40 is not the only one. Like imagine eating dye. Like eat like if you were to just put some red dye on your plate and just to swallow the red dye by itself. That doesn't seem too good. So these weird hormones are in our foods. And the third thing, credit. I need to give credit to my dad about this because he's the person that told me about this. It's a natural lie. There are many there are many things that are natural. For example, cocaine is natural. Alcohol is natural. Does that make these good for you? No, no. Natural things can be unhealthy. So why is it advertised as natural? To trick people into thinking that it's good. Because if they say natural, but it's actually terrible for you, have they actually lied? No. It is natural. It is terrible for you. So do not eat or not eat based on what is natural or not natural, but instead based on what is good and not good. To conclude, as a recap, we've talked about salty meat and how they're actually good for you instead of bad for you. We've talked about the very weird hormones and chemicals put in foods. We've talked about that things that are natural are not necessarily good. And I want you to reflect on something. How are all of these things I've mentioned true if the health system is actually meant to protect people and to help people's health? If the health system actually is good, then why has all this corruption been spread among it? If you still think the health system is good, then reflect upon that. If you still think the health system is trying to help people, then reflect upon that. Because there probably are some good parts of the health system, but there are some bad parts of it as well. So if you want to help us fix this mess, then join the Fix System. Do cool things and be a cool human. Goodbye.